right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the United Cup. We're back to the United Cup. I was thinking this morning, I feel like the season, it felt like yesterday or even Monday, it was like, the season has started. But it's been a pretty, slow start to the year. Usually we, start with a bang and there's, madness happening on it. We've had a couple of upsets, but it doesn't feel like, I don't know, maybe it's because Alcaraz and Sinner are not here, so it doesn't feel like the ATP has started yet, and Djokovic. But I don't know, it's a weird start to this year, I feel. It's a weird vibe to the year, But on the WTA, there's been some banger matches. Also, I thought Coco was going to start earlier. I don't know why. I forgot the time zone thing, where that 10 a.m. in Perth is 1 p.m. in Melbourne. So we're going to watch Gauff, but unfortunately, and I was hoping we'd watch Gauff, Swiatek, and then, maybe Fritz Tsitsipas, but, or Hurkacz, or whatever, after that. But unfortunately, the time zones were messed up, and I messed it up, and I didn't know what day it was. So we're here. We're watching Hurkacz Griekspoor. Hubie, very impressive against Zverev. Very impressive against Zverev. So I want to see what he looks like, because it's one thing to beat Zverev on day one when Zverev hasn't played much and Hurkacz is, coming back for the first time. But can he beat a guy that he's the favorite against? Because even though Griekspoor's higher ranked, Hurkacz is the favorite. So this is, when you're an underdog and you're playing against, a top guy, even if Hurkacz lost that, it wouldn't have mattered because we're just happy to see him back. But this is a match where he's expected to win. And these are the matches he has to win if he's going to get back up the top. So let's see if he can replicate what he did against Zverev, against somebody that he is expected to beat. Then we've got Swiatek taking on Lemens. And then Gauff versus Sakkari is coming up later as well. So we hopefully, I'm not expecting these matches to be over. This match could be over in an hour. They hit the ball hard. But hopefully we can watch Coco versus Sakkari, because I really want to watch that one. And maybe even Tsitsipas versus Fritz, now that the time zones I figured the time zones out. All right, here we go. I'm expecting at least 2 tie breaks in this one. 15 love. But how are we doing, chap? How are we going after the madness? Yesterday was actually a pretty crazy day. Even though I said it's kind of been a slow start to the year, Eala put on a show yesterday. We had Sabalenka demolishing Buksha. Also, we're going to see Swiatek later to see if she can, play a little better. As Hurkacz is an ace down the tee. Oh, Hubie. I'll tell you, if Hubie stays healthy and he plays like this, he's going to be back. And I love that. You know that we love Hubie here. I remember hearing about Hurkacz back in 2019 as he hits a 4-hand winner and gets the first game 1 love. I remember back in 2019, I think maybe Hubie, did he do something in 2019 like Indian Wells or Miami? He did. He had a bit of a run. And I'm like, God, this guy's got a big serve. And then I remember he played Federer. No, he played Federer at the French, I think, in the first round. And he lost. But it was either Federer or Djokovic. He played first round of French. And I'm like, this guy's got some shots, though. This guy's not this guy can do stuff. And then he played, I think, one of those guys at Wimbledon. And nobody knew who he was. Nobody expected anything from him. And I'm like, this guy's going to do some damage. And I think he took a set off Djokovic or something like that. Let me check. I needed to fact check myself, all right? Because I know he did stuff in 2019, all right? I remember. I have just a foggy memory, all right? It was a long time ago. It was like 7 years ago, all right? That's sad. Don't talk about it. He got to the quarterfinals of Indian Wells. So I got that right. And then he played Novak at the French Open first round. So I got that. I was half right. And then at the Wimbledon, he played Djokovic again. Won the second set. First two sets were very close. And then Djokovic ran away. And ever since then, pretty much since, Indian Wells 2019, we've been keeping tabs on Hubie. And of course, he's gone on to do great things. Top 10 player, 1000s champion. All those kind of things. And the knee injury was devastating because we all reckon that he could steal a Wimbledon. Hubie, how in the 90s when you look at who won tournaments, And you look at Wimbledon in particular, like Sampras, and then like Krajicek. I feel like Hurkacz could be like that. It'd be like Sinner, Alcaraz, Sinner, Hurkacz, Sinner, Alcaraz, Sinner. You know, like it feels like that. He could steal one of those Wimbledons. He's the Krajicek of the 2020s. 30 love. Anyways, and funny enough, Krajicek was from the Netherlands, which is the team that they're playing today. You heard it here first. Hurkacz, the Krajicek of the 2020s. 30-15. Griekspoor hits that one out. Yeah, he pushed Novak to 4 at Wimbledon. I remember, like, going into that third round, we watched that match back in the day, and I remember hearing on the TV just before the match, they were like, oh, Novak's playing this random guy. This should be easy. And I'm thinking, do you know what you're doing? Do you know what you're watching? And then we watched it, and I was like, this guy's going to do some damage, and got to set off Djokovic and really pushed him. 4-1 winner there from Griekspoor, and it's 40-15. We love Hubie. He's the nicest, like, gentle giant is definitely the phrase. Gentle giant, nice guy, zero haters. Maybe to a fault. Nice to a fault, you know? People think that being nice, he lacks killer instinct, but I think with Masu in the box, the fiery Chilean who won a gold medal at the Olympics back in 2004, coached Dominic Thiem to greatness. Nicolas Masu brings out the grit from the nice guys. He's the reason Dominic Thiem did anything in his career, really. I mean, Thiem was great, and then Masu came on, and Thiem was good, and then Masu came on, and it was great. Backhand goes long. No, it goes in by Griekspoor. Backhand again from Griekspoor to the backhand of Hurkacz. Griekspoor backhand in the net, and it's 40-30. So he's got a good track record, Masu, of taking guys to the next level. I'd love Hubie to win a slam. That'd be so fun. $40-30. Griekspoor serves again. The backhand, Hurkacz in the net. And it's 1-0. We're watching Swiatek Le Mans next. That'll be on after this. And then we are... then we'll be watching... today's a very weird day. I'm looking at this, what matches we've got today. Not much going on. Pretty quiet day. Swiatek, Gauff, Fritz, Tsitsipas, Hurkacz playing now. I mean, Bencic is playing Sierra. Wawrinka Baez. I mean, that's a strange quarterfinal, but a surprising quarterfinal. Anisimova's playing tonight against an Australian wildcard. Medvedev Tiafoe is on as well. That's on at the same... that needed to be a night match. Then we could have watched it. But it's on at the same time as Swiatek and Gauff, so it's like just a bad scheduling, that one. All right, love 15 as Hurkacz misses that one. Remember, Hubie almost beat Novak last year in Geneva too. Yep. That almost happened. Didn't he almost go up 2 sets to love against Djokovic in like 23? Like, Hurkacz has had some like near moments too. Like, he's been close. Like, he's had a lot of like almosts. 6 in the world in 2024. But he's had a couple of like almosts in his career for sure. Yeah, like last year was up a set and then a couple of tie breaks in Geneva against Djokovic. Beat Fritz that week in Geneva. By the way, this is Hurkacz's second match since June. Hasn't played since Den Bosch back in June on the grass. So it's been a long time. Made the final last year, of course, at the United Cup. Lost to Fritz in the final. As we get another good serve from Hubie, 40-15. Served 1,000 aces back in 2024. Joined the 1000 Ace Club, which is a pretty exclusive club. I think there's only about 9 or so people in that club. John Isner, Karlovic being a couple of those guys. Sampras, I think, is in there. Even Ivanisevic, Hurkacz. So he's one of the great servers of this generation. He pushed Sinner last in Halle 24 in the final to a couple of tiebreaks. Beats Zverev in the semis. Yeah, Wimbledon second round had to retire. That was when the knee problem started. As Griekspoor in there with a volley, and it's 2-1. And I remember that it was devastating, that injury. You know, he went for a volley and he just slipped, and his knee just went, I can't do this. Played a 5-setter against Medvedev in 24 Australian Open. I remember that. That was on the outside courts. What else? He won Shanghai in 23 against Rublev. Cincinnati, he was up a set and nearly took Carlos out in 23 before the Djokovic final, the epic final. Where was it? Wimbledon. Yeah, Wimbledon 2023. He had Djokovic. He played 2 tie breaks in the first 2 sets against Djokovic. And then I think then they came back on the... wasn't there like it was the late night, so they came back the next day and finished the match. But he had set points in those first 2 sets. Could have been up 2 sets to love against Djokovic in 23 Wimbledon. So that was that. Yeah, had a 5-setter against Korda in 23. Again, just a lot of almosts. You know, he almost got, you know, to a quarterfinal there. He almost did this. He almost did that. French Open, he played a 4-setter against Ruud back in 22. So he's an all-court player, Hubie. How old is Hubie? He's got to be only like 26, right? 28. 29 this year. Okay. Not done. Plenty of time. Shoulda, woulda, coulda. Greg's. This man has been injured for the best part of 18 months. Give him some love. Show him a little bit of love. Come on. That'd be cynical. We love Hubie. 2-1. The Hurkacz Fonseca match last year was pretty decent. Kind of feel like Hurkacz underestimated him. Yeah. But also it was it was on clay, and we don't know how bad Hubie's knee was last year. You know, he had some decent results, but like, you know, he didn't play after, like, the French Open. That Fonseca match was one of the last matches he played last year. He only played, I think, 1 more match after that. All right, 15 love. Griekspoor with a nice smash. Coco starts in a couple hours. By the way, Chad, if you haven't checked out Instagram, go check out Instagram. One of the points of the year happened yesterday on the WTA side. Go check it out. Comment your thoughts. What do you think? Do you just tell me what you think. Be nice. 30 love. Going to be doing this all day, Cam. Not all day, because tonight there's not much going on tonight, but I plan to be doing this at least for the next couple of hours. All right. Forehand in the net by Griekspoor, 30-15. $30-15. Yeah, make sure you like the stream too if you haven't already. It's the ball the like button turns into a tennis ball, which is a lot of fun. But yeah, other players playing today. You got Rublev over in Hong Kong. We've said he's playing over there as well. Jovic is playing right now. She's a set and a break up. What else? Tien's playing Mickelson in about an hour. Lehecha Korda's an interesting match. Backhand slice in the net from Griekspoor. 30-0. Yeah, Medvedev Tiafoe is an interesting one too. Towson's playing. Noskova's playing. Andreeva's playing today. Anisimova tonight. Pegula's playing Kalinskaya. That is always a good match. Again, if it wasn't on during the same time as every other match that's happening, I would have we would have probably watched it. What's happening tomorrow? Do we have the So Belgium, Czechia tomorrow. Oh, Badosa. Oh, okay. Now we're starting to get good. Now it's starting to get good. Mukova versus on Alexandrova. Rybakina Badosa. Sabalenka Castella. Eala's playing tomorrow as well over in Auckland. Svitolina Bolter. Bublik plays Van der Zandschulp over in Hong Kong. Brisbane, I guess Medvedev might play tomorrow as well. 40-30. If he wins. We could have Medvedev Opelka. By the way, it's 2-0. Griekspoor holds. Tien versus Korda or Lehechka could be interesting. Mickelson, Tien's one to keep an eye on because there's two young Americans that we all know about Tien, but Mickelson's underrated. Nobody talks about him as much as they talk about Tien. Gets a lot more love. So definitely watch out that one as well. Bottom half of the draw is Dimitrov, and that's about it, really. Everybody lost. What's going on with Brisbane for the ladies? What else we got? What else could we get? Fernandez, Pegula. I mean, Anisimova, Andreeva, quarterfinal. Noskova, Andreeva, quarterfinal is interesting. That's that third round. It could be interesting. Keys, Sabalenka, quarterfinal. Let's have it. Also, is Australia out? No, Australia got through. Yes! We beat the Czechs. How did we win? God, I'm such a fake fan. Anyways, 15 love. I fell asleep. I'm a fake fan, chat. Australia won the group. How do we beat the Czech Republic? That's crazy. Off the back of Demon Or. Let's go, Demon. Oh, it's because Krejcikovic didn't play the doubles. They didn't have their actual doubles team. They put in a couple of other players in. Yeah. Well, we'll take the win. So wait, does that mean... Oh, no. Oh, no. Does that mean Australia versus Poland if Poland win? Or Germany? No. Demon or Hurkacz? Oh. Demon or Zverev. They're both bad matchups. Oh. No, we should have come second. Why do we have to win? We could have played Belgium. We could have played Belgium. Why do we have to win? Anyways, Hurkacz holds 3-2. Oh, no. Demon can beat Hurkacz? Maybe. Can he beat Zverev? I don't know. I think he'd probably rather play Zverev. Hurkacz, if Hurkacz wins this match, you don't want to play. Also, Joint has to play either Swiatek or Lise. And definitely, Joint doesn't want to play Swiatek. Like, I don't want her to play Swiatek. I want her to play... she'd have a better chance against Lise. She still might lose, but she has a better chance against Lise. I don't want to see her play Swiatek. It's too early. Yeah, Poland win, Poland, Australia. Don't sleep on Belgium. Oh, no, trust me, I know. Belgium kicked us out of the Davis Cup. I know Belgium's not, shouldn't be underestimated, but out of all the teams, we'd rather play it. Playing Belgium was better than playing Poland or Germany. Poland and Germany are like, especially Poland. They're, with Hurkacz firing, they're scary. So what are the matchups? So we've got USA, Greece, Switzerland, Argentina, Belgium, Czechia, and then Australia versus Poland or Germany. So then what happens? So then it could be Czechia, Switzerland, or Poland, USA, or Australia, USA, or Greece, Poland, or Greece, Australia, or Greece, Germany. All right. Three, two. Hubie takes the lead. All right, 1 second, chap. I'm back. All right. 3-0. We missed out on nothing. 3-3. 3-3. What time will Coco start? Coco's going to start in like 2 hours. I really want to watch Coco Sakkari, but because of the overlap, I can't watch it. Krejcikova should be able to beat Mertens, so I imagine it'll ride a lot on Bergs for Belgium. Yeah, true. Bergs-Menchik is an interesting match, though. 30 love. Sorry, Dutchie. I stole you. Just butted in. My bad. All right. 40 love. I'll tell you what, chat. Another thing I love about Hurkacz is that he doesn't mess around. He wins or loses fast. There is no mucking around. He plays quick and gets it done. We don't have to endure long, drawn-out 20-minute service games. He just serves bombs and moves on. All right. 2-1. Sorry, 3-2. I just made it 4-3 even. I don't know. What's the score? Somebody tell me.
Demons straight sets win over Hugh by smiling imp.
Hey, thank you for the 2. I mean, it would be great to see Demon win. It would be fantastic. Mertens versus Mboka was good. Yeah. Yeah. I want your feedback, chat. What do you think? How has the season been so far for you? I'll tell you after you give me your feedback. I want to hear, what do you guys think of the season so far? What do you think? How has the season been so far for you? So far, it's fun. Okay. Sleep depriving. Yeah. Even I've got that, and I don't even have an excuse for it. By the way, thank you, Dutchie, for that. Had some crazy matches, but still feels a little lacking star power. I wish more day matches too. A bit slow, but it's expected to be due to the rust, but good so far. Just good to be back. Go Greece. I'm been enjoying it. Tennis is more than just a two-man show, and the matches have been good. Okay. Yeah, it's been good. Like, there's been definitely some good matches. I mean, especially on the men's side, I think and I hope that 2026. We really at 2026. I hope in 2026 we get a little bit more of a broader. Maybe we need some more different players winning, right? Or at least some more competition for the top two. Because I'm kind of like I'll start enjoying something and I'll be, oh man, this is a crazy match. I'm like, oh, but how's Fritz going to beat Alcaraz or Sinner if he can't beat Baez? And I kind of go into that mode where I'm like, well, even though Hurkacz is playing really well, but like Zverev losing, it's like, oh, well, if Zverev can't beat Hurkacz, how's he going to beat Sinner? And I always come back to that. And then it's like, well, how are they playing? We don't know because they're not playing. Like, how's Sinner and Alcaraz form? Maybe they're playing terrible. Maybe they're not playing well. And but we won't know until they play. Until they play on, the Australian Open, because the exhibitions, they're not going to, it doesn't matter if they lose those. It's like, that's where I'm like, I keep catching myself as Hurkacz. It's a lovely win of 15-40. Like, it always comes back to Sinner. Like, well, that's nice, but can you beat Sinner and Alcaraz? Is that going to be enough to beat them? You know? I don't know. I'm in two minds. I'm like, there's been some great matches, but does it actually make any sense? Like, does it mean anything? Because, like, you know, is Baez going to beat Alcaraz after he beats Fritz? You know, or is Hurkacz good enough to beat Sinner now that he's beaten Zverev? I don't know. We needed Sinner Alcaraz to play this week as Hurkacz just goes crazy. All right, Hubie's got the break, 5-3. God, I want to see this. I want to see Hurkacz, Alcaraz, second round of the Australian Open. Give me that one. Just give me that one. Second round, Hubie, Alcaraz, night session, Rod Laver Arena. You give me that match. I want to see that match on like a Wednesday night. That's the match I want to see. Because Hurkacz is playing crazy. And I know he's playing Griekspoor, but if he does this against Alcaraz or Sinner, that's what I want to see. Hurkacz versus Sinner. Let's go. Early at the tournament. Second, third round. Let's go. Probably second round. Maybe third round might be a little bit too long. Two matches before that. Yeah, third. Give me that match. That's all I want. Fonseca, but Fonseca's injured as well. So he's got a back problem and he also hasn't played. So I don't know what Fonseca's going to do. Draper's not here. Runer's not here. Feast is not here. Three guys that I think we all hope will do well against Sinner, right? Shelton hasn't played yet, so we don't know how he looks. Hurkacz with another ace, 30 love. So yeah, it's almost like all the guys that we want to see play Sinner and Alcaraz because we think they might do well, they're not here. And Djokovic isn't even here. So again, it's like, yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame that Sinner and Alcaraz are not playing this tournament. Or one of these tournaments is a great pickup by Griekspoor, 30-15. I hope the ATP put their foot down next year and say, you know what? No more exhibitions during the season. Because Sinner and Alcaraz are playing in an exhibition, but that means like that they've taken that exhibition has taken away two players that could have played this week. Sinner wouldn't have played because Sinner doesn't play before the Australian Open, but Alcaraz might have played the United Cup. He might have played Brisbane, right? He might have played something. Returning there by Griekspoor, 40-15. So I kind of hope the ATP like next year stamp, kind of like go, if you want to play exhibitions, it's December, but as soon as the season starts, you're on our roster. And I know, like, prize money, like, pay money and whatever. Ace out wide, there it is, Hurkacz dominating 6-3. But also, like, Sinner and Alcaraz not playing on the ATP before the Australian Open takes away from us. We don't get to see them play, like, real tennis. We just get to see them play each other for a fun exhibition. But we've seen them play so many times already. It's like, you know what I mean? So I kind of hope that like the ATP crack down on these like exhibitions because it does take away from the tour. The Six Kings Slam is sort of an exception because that's sort of like in a part of the year where things aren't really nothing's really going on anyway. So you can kind of put the Six Kings Slam there because it doesn't really take away from anything. But playing an exhibition first, like now, is like. I just want to see Sinner Alcaraz right now. Please. I want to see them play United Cup or Brisbane or Adelaide or something. Play Hong Kong for all I care. I just want to see them play. Not each other. I want to see them play like... I want to see Alcaraz play, I don't know, Baez or, in the first round and, like, see what they look like in a tournament when the stakes are more, are high. Am I the only one that thinks... does anyone else think that, or is it just me? All right. Great start for Hubie. 6-3. Swiatek's already getting warmed up. She's like, shit, I better be ready. This might be over in 20 minutes. I don't think they'll ever play warm-ups if they are already skipping at this age. Yeah, Sinner has a routine, right? He doesn't play before the Australian Open, and he's won the Australian Open by doing that. So that's, I get why Sinner will probably not play a warm-up before the Australian Open until he feels like he needs to, right? But Alcaraz, yeah, I don't know. Alcaraz he was supposed to play United Cup a couple years ago, and he was on the bench. He couldn't play. He was injured. Last year, I don't think he played until, he played a couple of those exhibitions before the Australian Open. Those, exhibition, they're not even exhibitions. What are they? They're kind of just, pre-Oz Open, fan week hype matches. I wouldn't even call them, I mean, they're exhibitions, but he played those and that's what they're doing next week, right? They're playing those practice matches. I guess that's what they probably referred to as, right? But yeah, and I don't know. I don't know what the answer is. I just want to see Sinner and Alcaraz play a real tournament before the Australian Open, so we actually get we get to see what they look like before the Australian Open. Not just hitting tweeners and having fun in a 1-point slam that we're not going to figure out we have to wait until day one of the Australian Open to figure out whether or not they're playing well. Oh, Dimitrov won? Nice. I also wanted to see them play as well. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, 15-all. Backhand slice from Griekspoor. And then Hurkacz with a passing shot winner. Hurkacz is hitting so many good passing shots in this match. I know I've been yapping, and this match is flying by, and we're missing a lot of it. But from every time I look up, Hurkacz hits a passing shot winner. He is playing crazy. God, I want Hurkacz to do well this year. Let's go. I should have put him in the top 20. I should have had more faith. I should have had more faith in Hubie. Ah, 15-30. Serve it wide the back and Hurkacz. Hurkacz hits it wide on the return, 30-all. Don't mind them not playing now. Builds up AO expectations. Yeah. Yeah. My wish for 2026 is competition. That's what I want. Because I get asked a lot, why do you watch women's tennis all the time? Why do you watch WTA all the time? Because it's more competitive. That's why we watch it. It's just a better all-round experience, personally. It's just more competitive. It's more interesting. It's less predictable. At least from the top side. Sabalenka and Swiatek are not guaranteed. I mean, Gauff not guaranteed to win, right? They're not obvious winners. It's not like we're just going to see them, win every match easily. And when they play each other, that's when we get excited. Second, third, rounds are difficult sometimes. And also, there's no dominating player on the WTA that is unbeatable, right? Their Sinner and Alcaraz are unbeatable for pretty much 99.9% of this tour. That's why we watch so much WTA. It's just more happens. There's more. I mean, that Lees Swiatek match doesn't happen on the ATP. As Hurkacz lob goes long, 1-love. What if I had to go? Let me look. I want to see what the equivalent of Lees versus Swiatek is on the ATP. So the number 2 in the world gets pushed by the number 39 in the world. What's that ATP? So that would be like if Sonigo pushed Sinner. That could happen, but it's unlikely, right? That's what Lees Swiatek was. It's more accurately, it's probably more, because Baez is 40 in the world, it's more like Baez pushing Sinner in a 3-setter. That's not going to happen, right? I mean, it's unlikely. But on the WTA, that can happen every day, every week. But I hope that this year we get more competition. Sonigo could push Zverev. Well, yeah, but Nothing matters unless you can beat Alcaraz or Sinner. That's where we are right now. Whatever, like, on the WTA, if you can beat Sabalenka or Swiatek, Gauff, that's fine. But they, like, a lot of players could beat them. Like, they're not untouchable. On the ATP, doesn't matter what you do, you have to do it against Sinner and Alcaraz. Otherwise, it's irrelevant at the moment. Right now, as we sit right now. It doesn't matter unless you beat Alcaraz or Sinner. As with a volley now from Hurkacz, lob goes up. Smash from Hurkacz is a winner, 15-love. Like, everything's nice. Like, winning in Brisbane's nice, and winning other tournaments are nice. But at the end of the day, if you want to win the big trophies, the one that matter, it's at beating Alcaraz and Sinner. You have to beat them. God, it would be crazy to start the year off with, like, 2 upsets. As much as it would suck for the Australian Open if Sinner and Alcaraz lost in the first week, it would kind of be kind of crazy, though. Like, if Sinner lost in, like, the 4th round and Alcaraz lost in the semis, or even the quarters, that would kind of make things like... It'd be like Wawrinka 2015. Or 14, sorry, 2014. 30-love. Where's Wawrinka? Where's the Stan of 2026? We need the Stan of 26. Let's not put that in the air. No, I want that. I want the Australian Open to be won by someone new. Start the year off with somebody else. That's what I would think that would be a great start to the year. Like last year with Keys. Keys winning the Australian Open last year set the tone for the WTA. It was a feel-good story, right? Because we love Madison Keys, and she's been she was been through a lot of heartbreak on the court as Griekspoor hits it out 1-0. But like, Medvedev winning the Australian Open would be probably the equivalent, right? Medi winning the Australian Open would be like Keys winning the Australian Open last year. Even though he's got a slam, but still, the heartbreaks of losing 5-set finals, Medvedev winning the Australian Open would set the tone. Especially if he beats Alcaraz or Sinner on the way to do it. Like, let's say he plays Alcaraz in the semis, beats him in a 5-set epic, somehow Sinner lost before that, and then he plays, like, Zverev in the final. That would be fun. Medvedev winning would be or Zverev winning, right? Zverev winning the Australian Open, Like, to start the year off with somebody else winning the slam would be, and someone who hasn't either, Medvedev or somebody else, right? That would be fun. I feel like that would set the tone, at least for the next couple of months. To everything's kind of interesting for us a little bit. If it's predictable, it's boring. 15-love. What's my bold prediction of 2026? I don't know. As a drop shot in the net by Griekspoor, 15-0. Bold prediction of 26. I mean, a new slam champion? Is that bold? I don't know if that's bold. It's just hopeful. All right. 15-0. As Hurkacz return goes long, 30-15. Hubie is like the ATP version of Raducanu. Yeah, I see the similarity. I know where you're going. Yeah, I see you. 30-15. I tell you, if we have to get Sinner Alcaraz in the Australian Open, if one of them have to win, Alcaraz for the history. And then Sinner can win the French. Great pickup by Griekspoor, 40-15. If we have to get Sinner or Alcaraz winning, I have to pick one. I would love Alcaraz to win, to get the Korea Slam, and then Sinner can win the French to also get the Korea Slam, and then we can all move on, and then somebody else wins Wimbledon. Djokovic gets 25 at Wimbledon, and then we get, like, somebody else wins something else. If we have to get that early. If Sinner or Alcaraz have to win the Australian Open, I want Alcaraz to win. just for the historical significance. Because I say all this, but then if we get to the final and it's Sinner Alcaraz, I'm not going to be crying. I'm just crying at the first 14 days of the tournament because Sinner and Alcaraz usually win their matches in 3 or 4 sets, and it's never really that interesting until the final. When somebody wins a set against Sinner, we're like, wow, that was so amazing. And then we're like, no. But they lost, so it doesn't matter. I'm really keen to see how Alcaraz does without Juan Carlos. I feel like there's a little small question mark. Not a big question mark over whether or not he can play without him, but a little one. Just a little one. Just a little question mark of what does Alcaraz look like without Juan Carlos in the box and in the camp? Just a little question mark. That's why I want to see him play Hurkacz in the second round, because that would be so much fun. Especially if Hubie's serving well. And if Alcaraz gets pushed, looking to the box, how's he going to navigate that without Juan Carlos? And I know he's won tournaments without Juan Carlos before, but not having Juan Carlos on the phone is another significant. After the match, calling Juan Carlos after he's had a tough 4-setter, and Juan Carlos isn't there giving him instruction. How does he? Those things are interesting to me. Yeah, Alcaraz had Samuel Lopez at Queen's Club, only him, and there were some close matches there. True, but in Alcaraz's defense, he's coming off the French Open. That's the first grass match. So the change of surface is I think Alcaraz without Juan Carlos will be more important in the big moments. Yeah, so the moments where he's down a set or he feels like he doesn't have the answers, which, Alcaraz does get pissed off. He's been pissed off when Juan Carlos was there, and he's kind of thrown, broken rackets or thrown the hands up and gone, what's going on? But when, I don't know. I'm just interested. I'm just interested to see. I don't think it will be a big, Alcaraz is good enough that he doesn't, I don't think it'll be he'll lose second round in the Australian Open and never win a slam in 2026. I don't think it's that bad. I don't think Juan Carlos is, it's a big part of him, but it's not no Juan Carlos, no Alcaraz, right? But I'm just interested to see how Alcaraz does. As Griekspoor just keeps hitting lobs, and then he hits a backhand pass. Hurkacz with a lovely volley. Griekspoor gets it, but Hurkacz volleys it away. Great rally by both guys. Also, shout out to the fans Polish fans in Sydney who are just showing up every day. It's not a full stadium, but for 11 o'clock in the morning on a Wednesday, it's pretty damn full. Do you think Sinker's exhibition will impact the AO? Impact how? 30 love. He also didn't have Juan Carlos at Monte Carlo or Rotterdam, if I remember correctly. Yeah. I don't think he had Juan Carlos in Australia last year. Was it last year or the year before that Juan Carlos didn't travel because he had knee surgery? 40 love. $40 love. And then an ace by Hubie. All right. Hubie with the ace. All right. Who's writing in all caps? Oh. Yeah, don't write sentences in all caps, please. It's not fun. And I don't read them anyway. So if you're trying to get my attention, I ignore the all caps anyway. Holy shit. Australia already have a wicket against England. Oh no. Oh no. Was it Stark getting ducked again? Was it Stark to Duckett? Was it Duckett out through Stark? Was it the first over of the match? No, it was Crowley. Was it Stark first over? It was. He does it again. Stark in the first over gets Crowley. Or what's his name? Crowley, whatever. Crazy. Anyways, 30 love. Madness. No, Deb, I couldn't see it. I thought it was. I couldn't see it. Up goes a lob by Hurkacz. Volley from Griekspoor's short, and Hurkacz puts it away. 30-15. By the way, no one in the chat knows what I'm talking about, but that's okay. 4-1. 4-1. All right. 30-15. As the return goes in the backhand volley of Griekspoor. Hurkacz with a slice. Griekspoor with the backhand in the net. 30-all. Hubie's playing well. Why there's always fight between Australia and England? Are there other nations playing? Yeah, but just not today. Uh, 30. Oh, yeah, it's like the El Clasico of cricket, exactly. Serve to the backhand of Hurkacz. Return goes long, 40-30. We just serve into the corner. Hurkacz. Return goes out. All right, Griekspoor holds. 3-2. 3-2. By the way, chat, it is super hot in my city at the moment. So if you are in Melbourne, please don't go outside. Stay inside. It's going to be 41 today. Don't go outside. Which is 105 degrees Fahrenheit for the Americans. I went outside because I took Mia out for a quick stroll. And we were outside for 10 minutes. Too hot. I had to come back. So yeah, please, if you are in Melbourne, do not go outside. Stay inside. Don't leave the house. And if you have to leave the house, don't walk outside. Just get in the car and drive around. It's Celsius 40. It's 41 degrees Celsius in Melbourne today. And then tomorrow it's 30, and then it's 41 again on Friday. So yeah, over 100 degrees. So if you are in Melbourne, please do not leave the house. Also, stay safe if you're in built up areas with trees and stuff, because today is a day where it's bushfire weather. So please stay safe. All right. It's minus 20 here. There you go. Total opposite. Stay inside if it's minus 20. Don't go outside. Volley goes wide by Griekspoor. 15 love. Minus 8. Winter in Europe. All right, 15 love. Hurkacz into the back end of Griekspoor. Return goes into the back end of Hurkacz. Griekspoor slice. Into the forehand of Hurkacz. Griekspoor slice again. As Hurkacz forehand cross court. Griekspoor gets it and hits it wide. 30 love. They play in Sydney/Perth, not Melbourne. Who's that? 28 in Santiago, very different from freezing England. Yeah, that sounds like a lovely day. 28's all right. 30-15. By the way, chat, we just hit 8,000 followers on Instagram. That's cool. Backhand return to the forehand of Hurkacz. Forehand now from Griekspoor again. The forehand of Hurkacz. It's Griekspoor backhand. To the backhand of Hurkacz. Again, the backhand of Griekspoor. Hurkacz backhand again. Goes in the net. 30-all. $30-all. As Hurkacz serves again. And he serves massive. All right. 40-30. Serving to the forehand of Griekspoor. Good. Return just went long. All right. 3-0. It didn't really look like he was prepared for Hubie throwing the kitchen sink at him. Who, Zverev? Yeah. All right. Back to Griekspoor. Also, we're over on TikTok as well, if anybody cares. I don't know if anybody cares about TikTok that much, but... 15 love. Serve out wide's an ace from Griekspoor and an unreturnable by Griekspoor. 30 love. All right, 30 love. All right, 30-15. As we serve again. As the return goes out by Hurkacz, and it's 40-15. As 40-30. As the return goes backhand volley of Griekspoor. Forehand from Hurkacz is long, and it's 4-3 Griekspoor. All right. Four, 3. Four, 3. The highest ever temperature in Melbourne was 116 Fahrenheit, 46 degrees in 2009. Yeah, 2009. Was that the same year as the bushfires? Yeah, I think that was the same. I think that was the same time as the. We had some really bad bushfires in 2009, and they were like really bad, like some of the worst ever. Must have been, probably was the same time. Is anyone else having an issue with chat? It's not showing my handle, and before I can write, it tells me to subscriber mode. Yeah, YouTube are being glitchy. I don't know what's going on. There's been glitchiness with YouTube. I don't know what's going on. It's definitely like some people have had that issue over the last couple of days. YouTube are just having some issues. 15 love. All right, 30 love. So apparently Poland only just needed one set. Now they're in the quarters. Is that true? So wait, is the United Cup wrapped up already? Nobody, it doesn't matter. Not matter now. So they're already into the quarters. So so does Swiatek even play? Does she even play Le Mans? I don't even know. I'm reading that they only need to win a set. I know they still play, but she will. But it doesn't matter even if it wins. Okay. Anyways, 4 volley winner by Griekspoor, and it's 15 love. They need one win or a set in each match. Oh, okay. Fair enough. It's been happening to me too. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. YouTube, and I've looked it up. It's definitely not a. It's definitely not only right now. It's a lot of people on YouTube having that same issue with like a lot of other live stream having the same issue apparently. So it's just one of those like glitchy issues. Unfortunately. All right, as Griekspoor hits a lovely drop volley, and Hurkacz gives him a high five. That's nice. 30 love. All right, as we had a winner there from Hurkacz. No, he missed it. 40 love. 40 love. As the return goes out by Hurkacz, and it's 5-4 Griekspoor. All right. All right. 5-4. All right. Ah, 15 love. Hurkacz serving to stay in this match. As Griekspoor wins the point, 15-0. 15-0. As Hurkacz 30-15. As Hurkacz with another great serve, 40-15. 215-kilometer serve. All right. Nice work from Hubie. 5-5. 5-all. All right. I thought we get 2 tie breaks. We might get 1. We could get 1. How's my dog? She's doing fine. Just chilling. All right, 30 love. Uh, 30 love. As the return goes in the backhand of Griekspoor. Slice from Hurkacz. Griekspoor doesn't come to the net. He stays back and then he hits a drop shot and makes Hurkacz come in, but the drop shot's in the net. And it's 30-15. 30-15. What are we watching tomorrow? I don't know. It depends on the results today. As that goes, it's a fault from Hurkacz, from Griekspoor, second serve. All right. As Griekspoor forehand into the corner. 40-15. By the way, chat, again, like I said, I appreciate Hurkacz for playing such a fast, and Griekspoor for playing such a fast match. It's just over an hour and we're almost 2 sets down. I mean, this is like 1990s tennis. Like, this is the tennis. This used to be, this is the tennis. This is like Sampras versus somebody else. This is quick tennis. Just serves and let's get on with it. You know? Sabalenka's playing tomorrow. Yeah, we might watch Sabalenka. As the return goes into the slice of Griekspoor, Hurkacz slice. Griekspoor puts up a lob. Then Hurkacz puts away the smash. 40-30. I like this pace. There've been some great rallies too, so it hasn't just been, serve bots and no rallies. There've been some really good rallies. By the way, Swiatek coming on straight after this. 40-30. All right. Griekspoor holds 6-5. Yeah, we're back in a Badosa tomorrow as well. Could be a match, or is a match. There are some really interesting matches tomorrow. All right. By the way, Griekspoor's got one of his teammates holding an ice pack on his head. That's funny. That's a nice moment between the teams. All right. Longest match Hurkacz ever played, 3:31. It wasn't a Grand Slam. That's interesting. Coco versus Sakkari is coming on in about an hour. So if this match ends and we watch Swiatek, and Swiatek's match goes quick, then we can watch Coco after that. Because I want to watch Coco versus Sakkari as well. I think that's a very... Sakkari's been playing really well this week, and Coco, we haven't watched yet, and she was great first match, struggled really badly in the second match. So we need to watch Coco, because this is the last time we're going to watch her. We have a chance to watch her. I want to try and watch... I don't know if I've said that, but we haven't got to watch everyone yet, but I really want to watch at least all the contenders once before we get to the Australian Open. So, like, I want to watch Gauff. We watched Swiatek. I want to watch... we watched Sabalenka. I want to watch Raducanu this week once, so we'll probably watch it tomorrow. I want to watch... Well, Anisimova playing next week in an exhibition, so we can technically watch her then, but I want to watch her this week, hopefully. Yeah. 15 love. Hurkacz trying to get to this tiebreak. Serve again. Into the back of Griekspoor. Hurkacz forehand. Griekspoor slices in the net. 30 love. Pardon me. By the way, these two have played a few times. 3-2 Hurkacz. They played the Australian Open last year. It was a straight sets win to Hurkacz. Then they played in Rotterdam 2024. It was 3 tie breaks. As with a backhand rally, and Griekspoor won that match. Hurkacz with a forehand to the slice of Griekspoor, 30 love. Into the forehand of Hurkacz again, the back of Griekspoor. Griekspoor hits it out, 40 love. Yeah, so they played 5 times in the last couple of years. They played a tiebreak in every match except last year's Australian Open, where the 7-5 first set was the closest. As with a forehand from Griekspoor, that goes wide. We're going to a tiebreak. So the tiebreak record between these two, Hurkacz has won 2, and Griekspoor has won 5. So Griekspoor in the tiebreak has won 5 out of the 7 they've played in their careers, including 2 out of 3 in the Rotterdam match a couple years ago. So maybe Griekspoor wins the tiebreak. Swiatek comes on straight after this. As with a serve into the backhand of Hurkacz, backhand from Griekspoor. Hurkacz backhand. No, Griekspoor hit it out. All right. 1 love, Hubie. All right, 1 love, Hurkacz. As we just serve out wide the backhand of Griekspoor, Hurkacz forehand. Cross-court winner. 15, 2 love. 15. 2 love. And then he serves an ace. And it's 3 love. Love. As Griekspoor says a fault. Second serve. As the return goes in the backhand of Griekspoor. Forehand now from Hurkacz. Griekspoor backhand again. Hurkacz gets it back into the backhand of Griekspoor. Again, the backhand of Hurkacz. Griekspoor backhand slice. Hurkacz with a forehand again. The backhand of Griekspoor. Hurkacz slice again. As Griekspoor forehand goes down the line. And it lands in. And Hubie gives him a round of applause. That's a great forehand. 3-1. 3-1. Qualies start AO on Monday. So the draw for the qualies must be coming out like soon. Maybe on Friday. Well, this is a fancy graphics. What's going on here? That's crazy. They got some like sparkles and stuff when the ball's been hit. That's a Mario Tennis graphics right there. I love that. That's a video game stuff. Looks crazy. Am I going to the qualies? Nah. You have to pay to go to the qualies now. It used to be free. I don't think it's expensive, but it's still, you have to pay. You used to be able to just walk in. That was so much fun. Just walking in. It's $20 a person. $20 to go see the qualies. I know it sounds like nothing. I know it's not that much, but still. When a ground pass for the main draw is $60, $20 to see players outside the top 100, that's a rip. $20 to see players that are outside the top 100. I mean, that's not fair on the fans. Also, it's good for the qualies, all right? They don't get that money. Wait, does my $20 go to the number 300 in the world? I want to know. Where's my $20 go? If I'm paying $20 for the qualies, I want it to go directly in the pocket of somebody who needs it outside the top 500, all right? That's what I want. Where does that go? How much of my $20 goes to the player or the players? That's what I want to know. Probably in high, like overall, it's probably. I know the prize money's gone up this year in the qualies as well, so it probably does help. So I should probably quit bitching, but you know, I'm not going anyway. Not because it's $20, but because I just don't have time. 3-0, by the way. Griekspoor back on serve. It just used to be free. It used to be free. Ah, 3-0. And look, you get to see players practice and stuff, so it's not, you know, it's not like you get nothing for the $20, but it used to be free. And that's, you know, and that's the difference. Anyway, it's 4-3, Hurkacz with an ace. Hubie was winning this tiebreak, and now he's battling through this tiebreak. And he was $10 for qualies. Okay. Yeah, we're going to watch Swiatek straight after this. Hurkacz has hit 20 aces. Hubie might get to 1,000 aces this year. As a return goes in the forehand of Griekspoor. Lob goes up by Hurkacz. Griekspoor with a smash. Hurkacz with a lob. Griekspoor with a smash. Hurkacz with a backhand. Griekspoor back on the baseline. Forehand goes in the net though. 5-3 Hubie. 5-3 Hubie. Griekspoor makes the error. All right, 5-3. Hubie 2 points away from sending Poland into the quarterfinals as Griekspoor goes to the backhand of Hurkacz. Forehand Griekspoor, again the backhand of Hurkacz. Griekspoor, backhand again. Hubie slices it. Griekspoor forehand as he comes to the net, but overhits it on the approach, and Hurkacz has got 3 match points to take his spot. Or take Poland into the quarterfinals against Australia. I don't think they play tomorrow. I think they play on Friday. Maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure when they play. Probably on Friday, because, maybe not. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe they do play tomorrow. All right. Hubie serves. Yeah, they must play tomorrow because the quarterfinals for the other is today. So they must play tomorrow. Because all the teams in Perth that are coming over... Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's split. I don't know. The schedule's weird. 6-3. Poland will be favourites against Australia, 100%. Do you mean favourites in the tournament? Probably. 6-3. Hubie serves the backhand of Griekspoor. Return to the backhand of Hurkacz. Griekspoor, forehand. That's a winner. 6-4. 1 saved. Friday? Okay, they play Friday. 6-4. Friday night, Australia, Poland. That sounds fancy. Tomorrow there is United Cup. It's just like, I think it's Belgium, Czechia tomorrow. All right, match point number 2. Hurkacz with an ace. He had to finish it like that. The ace signs the deal. And that is how Hurkacz makes it to the quarters with Poland. 22 aces, I think he hit in the match. 21 aces, something like that. And the first tiebreak he's won against Griekspoor, he doesn't win tiebreaks against Griekspoor very often. So that's a great, also a great way to get through. Poland versus Australia are official now. Yep. So all the matches after this are only for form. So Swiatek trying to play better than she did in the first match. But 21 aces, yeah. He's hit 43 aces in 2 matches. Hubie's going to hit the most aces in 2026. Easy. Easy. Hubie is going to be the most aces this year. Hurkacz de Minaur is such a fun match. We have to watch that. Have to. Because that is the great server versus the great defender. Great matchup. And then Swiatek versus Joint. Great opportunity for Maya Joint because she hasn't beaten the top player, doesn't really done so well against the best players yet. So that'd be a really fun match. Also, Poland showing up in Sydney as well. So Poland and Australia, the crowd's going to be electric. It's going to feel like a real battle. Like it's going to feel like a Davis Cup match. It's going to have a great atmosphere. It's going to probably be the craziest. It's going to feel like a Davis Cup, Billie Jean King Cup match. Like it's going to be what the United Cup is supposed to be. Like what they hope every match is like, right? With these, two very popular teams. I would say there's probably going to be just as many Polish fans there as Australians. Demon got practice against a big server in Menchik. True. He did get a good hit up there. All right, chat. I'm going to send you over the next one. Swiatek versus Lemens, who actually pushed Swiatek. I think it was at the US Open. We'll talk about it. I think somebody said US Open last year. It was a pretty close. It was a tough match, and Lemens doesn't have to win because the Netherlands were never going to get through anyway. But still, Swiatek kind of needs to recover after that disappointing. Less than she won, but it was a less than ideal match against somebody that she'd beaten pretty easily in Lease in the first couple of matches they played. So Swiatek needs to recover from that and try to put in a good performance. But Hurkacz has already sent Poland to the quarters, so it's only gravy from now. Hurkacz wins 6-3, 7-6. He's won both his matches straight sets against Zverev and Griekspoor, and what a perfect start to the year. And now he plays de Minaur in a couple of days' time, so that's going to be really fun. We'll probably watch that as well. But Hubie wins. Look at our serving stats. Pfft, love that. Love Hubie.